So what is going on, guys? We are back with another video on Madden 18 franchise, doing another quote-unquote experiment. I don't know what that sound was, but before anyone hounds on me, just in case the title is a little weird or maybe even, I wouldn't say clickbaity, but just not even misleading, just confusing, I guess. The title could be wrong because it's a damn long title. But, you know, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. So, you know, sorry for rambling. Distractions. You would think, hey, he's already started. He's not even going to show us a season without it. Now it's just the Bears wide receivers are gone. That's why I chose the Bears as the team. Don't know what the hell the thumbnail is going to be, but that's beside the point, isn't it? Now, isn't it? Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Donovan Grant suggested this one. He said, what if every top two receivers, he spelled it receivers, on every team were released in free agency? I don't know what he means in free agency. Like they would go to free agency and then they would be also released in free agency again. Not 100% sure. Also, things that we're not 100% sure of, why I'm simming, because we kind of know the gist. You know, Julio's going to do like 1,400 yards or more, and Odell's going to do the same, and the Packers going to have 3 receivers with 1,000 each. I don't know, all right? I'm just doing it because I'm used to it. Just stop, pestering me. Wow, the Bears missed the playoffs. That's crazy. For 31st offense, what about the defense? 23rd. I can't really go through the passing. We're just going to look at the league leaders in... Okay, let's not do it that way, I suppose. Let's go by NFL. What do we have as a league leader? Julian Edelman, most catches, but yards is what matters. Allen Robinson is hurt. Keenan Robinson, who is probably soon to be hurt. Des Bryant, who's always hurt. Randall Cobb, who seems to be hurt lately. AJ Green. Antonio Brown. Edelman, who's hurt. Emmanuel Sanders. Odell, who's gay. Reed, Hopkins. Golden Tate, who'll probably be hurt soon. Gronk should be hurt for life. Julio with only 1,126, which is the exact same as... Okay, this is Illuminati. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. No. Like, I'm scared. Okay? Almost the same catches, same exact yards. Yards per game, I guess, doesn't matter since it's going to average out. But 9-11, okay. Yeah, and Julio Jones basically got super outperformed. He played so many more downs and barely overperformed. And Michael Thomas... the usual stuff. Who's under 1,000? Jordy's barely over 1,000. Under 1,000. Under 1,000 club. What? I also chose a few different players. Maybe not everyone agree with, but I have the Packers' number 2 receiver is Davante Adams. I kind of agree with it because Davante's been rather consistent. He's been playing quite a bit as well. He doesn't really get injured as much as, Randall Cobb or Jordy, so... I'd say he has to at least be a number 2. But we see that. I guess let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl. I wonder how much this is going to change the league. Top 2 wide receivers, that's huge. That's really huge. Teams like that's why I chose the Bears. They have debatably the worst wide receiver core in the league. I mean, even when healthy, it's not much better. But when injured like they are, I would say, most likely the worst wide receiver core in the league. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, Cohen's their best wide receiver. He's not even a wide receiver. Who made and won the Super Bowl? Don't care about us, which is weird to say, but it's true. I don't really care. Okay, weird week. It's going to hit me with that we went too far crap, huh? All right. Oh, God. I skipped to the offseason. I meant to skip to the offseason. What? That's where I meant to skip. Let's just look at who's going to... I can't be bothered. Screw it. Actually, there might be news stories. All stories. Let's take a look. Okay, so the Packers won. Apparently it was the Rams. It said the Packers, good thing for the Packers, but how do you not show up and get blown out in the Super Bowl in LA? Or it said LA ? So apparently the Packers are the best. And this is an interesting one because if we're going to say that that's true, this probably should change because the Packers are going to have different receivers unless they end up better. Here, like I said, I mean, same difference. Empty. That's basically what the roster looks like. When Mike Glennon, not Trubisky, but I'll allow it. When Mike Glennon looks out to his left and he looks out to his right, he honestly sees nothing different. He really doesn't. Julio Jones, free agent receiver extraordinaire. You know, any of these guys are free for the taking. So I would assume a lot of these guys are going to be gone. You know, we released everyone. Every single player that I can think of. Brandon Cooks is 85 overall. Best 85 overall in the league. Maybe. I don't know, actually. Cameron Meredith. If they sign Meredith, like, I swear to God, if they sign Meredith, man. If a bad team signs their bad receiver, I'm going to be pretty pissed. I don't know if I mentioned in another video or if this video came out after. I have the settings on, too. It's all auto crap, and they're not going to sign anyone. You think they're all gone? Let's take a look. Take a damn look. I forgot what I was going to say. It was something about my canker sore on my tongue, which is making me sound like a stroke victim. Surely these guys aren't going to sit in free agency all day. We'll sim down a little bit. We gotta see some names. Let's take a look. Week 3. Usually they're gone by week 3 or 4, so most should be gone. I mean, this just proves how unrealistic Madden is. That's all I'm going to say. Got Antonio Brown in the free agency and all these wide receivers. If no one's getting paid, someone is going to take the plunge for cheap. You know, someone's going to be like, all right, Antonio, you see the market's dead. No one wants you guys. Antonio's gone. So, I mean, as of right now, it looks like a lot of these guys might become free agents. Like, they might just stay as free agents, which makes no sense. EA has got to fix their crap. Did we sign any of the free agents? Nice. Good job there, Chicago. Wow. So you're telling me Jarvis is a free agent. I'm going to give us Jarvis, and I guess to be fair, a lot of them did get signed. There's only a few that are really top names. I guess we're going to go Jarvis and Devontae, I almost said Adams, Parker. More importantly, though, let's see where the rest of the players went. I'm going to laugh if it's like the Patriots grab like AJ Green or something. Because, of course, no matter what, we could have had Julio, you know, AJ Green, whatnot. Wouldn't have mattered. 5-11, exactly the same. We see the Packers drop 3 games. Lions, however, are now 14-2. Can't remember who they got. I think they got 2 decent young guys, though, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's take a quick look at the crowd. Receiving, Devontae Parker, Jarvis Landry, not great stuff. Bengals now. John Ross, I believe they didn't grab anyone, if I'm not mistaken. John Ross gets 1,000, though. He's the only guy there. T.Y. Hilton almost 1,100 yards as a Bill. Broncos, Kelvin Benjamin getting over 1,100 with 7 touchdowns. Browns, don't believe they grabbed anyone new. Maybe Sammy Coates. I can't remember if he's on their team in real life. I feel like I would remember that. Buccaneers, huge winners in wide receiver again. Grabbing Allen Robinson, Devontae Adams, and Michael Crabtree. Underutilizing Adams and Crabtree a little bit, but Allen over 1,000. Jordy Nelson. It's not Jordy Nelson. It's J.J. Nelson. That's not mean of me to say. No receivers for them that are new. Edelman, 15 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. He's usually pretty good for the Patriots. And Sim. Cooks just over 1,000 with 4 touchdowns. Not even their primary receiver, it would appear. Colt, Tyreek Hill, just over 1,000 as well. New targets, they're doing the best on their team, but they should be doing better. Cowboys did really well with their free agents. 1 yard away from 1,000 for Watkins, 1,300 for Diggs. Wide receiver for the Dolphins, Amari Cooper was a big disappointment, which is kind of confusing because he's usually amazing for me. 5 touchdowns for 800 yards. Wide receiver Martavis Bryant, not anything special. Wait, was that Brandon Marshall as well? No, it was Jalen, I think. Yeah, Jalen Marshall. Taylor Gabriel. Jordy Nelson has a pretty good year for himself. What about like the crazy names? Like Odell under 1,000. This might be one of the worst years for wide receivers. Terrence Williams over 1,000. Sanu under. I don't think the Jaguars got anyone. Maybe Jalen Strong is new here. I think he might be, actually. No new guys for the Jets. Remember, that was a stupid move. Lions, Cameron Meredith and Emmanuel Sanders. 14-2 team here. Not seeing any crazy stats here. I mean, Meredith was barely under 1,000. But nothing crazy there. We got Keenan Allen here with 1,342 with 10 touchdowns. Not a bad year either. Also, they grabbed Corey Coleman. 952 yards, 7 touchdowns. Next on the board, the best free agent grabbers. 1,000 barely for Julio Jones with 4 touchdowns. And Mike Evans, 700 yards, 13 touchdowns. I'm kind of curious what's going on here. It's a little confusing because they're top-tier names, and they're just not doing well. Michael Thomas, huge disappointment. Demarius, barely, like 935 yards. Antonio Brown, 1,200 yards for the Rams. Ravens got Moncrief, who puts over 1,000. Redskins get Hopkins, who puts over 1,000. Saints, who did they even get? Is Corey Fuller maybe a new name? Honestly, I don't know. Seahawks, Deshaun Jackson over 1,000. Steelers, Alshon Jeffrey over. Wow, Justin Hunter had a really good year. Tavon Austin did well. Only new guy there. Titans had no one new. Vikings had Doug Baldwin, and they got under 1,000. So, very weird year. I want to see who wins best wide receiver, though. Offensive rank, 32 for us. Defensive rank, 0. Because I believe, does that mean we're the best defense? No, it's a lie. I was told that, and it's not true. Cowboys, Packers, Patriots, Falcons, Lions, Chargers. Not a whole lot changes, if we're being honest. For the top 5, at least. Nothing really changed there. MVP, do we have any like wide receivers or any new names? Stafford, number 2. That's not usually there. Cam definitely isn't there. Some interesting names for sure. Let's go wide receiver, though. That's the most important one. Julian Edelman, best receiver. Chris Hogan, number 2. Will Fuller, number 3. Kelvin Benjamin. So there's actually a couple of similar names. What I'm seeing is the fact that when all these top 2 wide receivers go to free agency, the kind of guys left over kind of shine. You know, you got what is it called? Sterling Shepard, number 4 wide receiver in the league there. It's very interesting, but we know the Packers won over the Rams in the Super Bowl for the normal rosters. Let's take a look this time at who wins it here. I believe the Cowboys were 6-10, which is kind of shocking. I honestly thought their receivers got better, if I can remember correctly. I think they had like Sammy Watkins and Diggs. I think that's much better than Terrence Williams and Dez. Let's go on. So, I believe the Lions win. So, an expected victory here with the way they played, and they win it, which is very rare for them. So, I would say this one worked out for them quite a bit. Who lost? They lost to beat the Chargers. Wild card, Packers lost first game. That could actually happen in real life. The Redskins aren't looking too bad. Receiving is the important one here. So, Willie Snead, 42 yards, Meredith, 33. Emmanuel Sanders, 41. Edelman with a touchdown as well. So, not a huge, the new wide receivers didn't help them too much. But the Lions are definitely a new face in Sim. Maybe as the Lions play better as they keep going on, maybe their overalls will get to the point where they won't be such a shock, but they're definitely benefited from the new wide receivers they gain. An interesting one. I guess the question for the video is, if you had an option to grab any 2 wide receivers from any NFL team and put them on your team, or let's just say if you're starting a franchise, who do you want? Odell's a bit of a distraction, but I want Odell for his age. And it's another tough one. Julio Jones, I think you have to go with, 28, 29. It's young enough at how high of a level he's playing. I'd say Julio Jones. Can't really think of anyone else. Maybe Diggs, because I'm going for the youth. But I would say Julio Jones and Odell Beckham. That would be a sick combo. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you're, if you enjoyed it, or subscribe if you're new. Whatever that crap does, I don't know, but I have to ask for it because that's the YouTuber way. I hope you guys, once again, enjoyed it. If you have a suggestion, let me know in the comment section. And you'll see yourself on the screen like Donovan did. So hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!